Powering up the glow plugs. Contact. Good top of the morning to everyone this morning. We have a gorgeous day outside here in Illinois again. We've also got something a little different, maybe a little interesting today. This truck has been sitting for, well, he said since 2019. It's been to several other shops. They've told him that they think the motor is bad, doesn't have any compression. He's not totally sure that he believes them, because he said it was running when it was parked. And the reason it was parked is this truck was in a wreck. This is a former tow truck, had a flatbed on it. The flatbed was totaled. However, the frame seems to be okay. And it's got an extra fuel tank on it. I see evidence of, things that were tore apart here and there, but I believe everything should still work. I don't know. I'm hoping it does. He thought it did. He said it was running when he parked it. So we're gonna hope for that. It's got an AC system, or an AC condenser in the back, it looks like. Not sure where that's from, but not my problem. But yeah, as you can tell, it's been sitting for a while. There's leaf buildup, twigs and whatnot all. He's just got the thing here. Wants me to see what I can do to get it going. I guess we'll find out. I don't know. Maybe the engine is bad, maybe it's not. We'll see. I don't know which shop he had taken it to. Doesn't really matter to me. What matters is, can we get this thing going? So first of all, he wants new batteries put in it. The batteries in there are unsure of how old they are. There is dates on them. Doesn't look like they're incredibly old, but he doesn't want to try to reuse these batteries. He wants new batteries put on it. So we'll get right to that. I've got two batteries here, and let's see if we can get these things off of here and out of here and get this truck to cranking, and then we'll see if it uses a Huey system. So it's got to have high pressure oil pumping up to the top of the injectors in order to fire the injectors. We can have voltage to the injectors, and we can have fuel there, and we can have air, but if there's no oil pressure, this thing will not start, will never fire. So there is a reservoir tank for the oil, high pressure oil system, right up here. Let me get my little pointer stick right here. This oil pressure, this thing here is a reservoir for the high pressure oil pump. If that thing sets long enough, it can drain the oil down, causing the high pressure oil pump not to get any oil, and you can crank and crank and crank on these things. Eventually that should fill up, as long as the rest of the system's working. However, you'll probably burn up your starter or get close to it before you get the thing to build pressure up there. What we want to check, and I should have brought my scan tool out here, but I didn't. I'm like way far away from the shop. So what we want to check, first of all, we want to check, make sure we have compression. So we're going to crank this thing over just to see if it's got compression. The next thing we're going to check is get on the scan tool, and we're going to try to figure out, does it have high pressure oil going to the top of the injectors? You can check that by ICP sensor, via the ICP sensor, and that's the injection control pressure sensor. So first of all, let's go ahead. Hey, we've got juice in here. 166,877 miles on the odometer. It does sound a little low in compression like. That could be because of the hydraulic lifters that this thing uses. It may need to pump up a little oil pressure to the lifters. So yeah, we're going to need to get our scan tool and check to see what we've got here. But yeah, it does sound low in compression. I do understand where they were coming from on that, but I think it's probably because it's been sitting, and more than likely the hydraulic lifters have settled, and we need to build oil pressure to be able to build up that those hydraulic lifters. That's what I'm thinking. I may be right, I may be wrong, but I think that's where we're at. So I'm gonna go get my scan tool. We're gonna plug this thing in, see if we can pull up anything, figure out what's going on, and we'll go from there. All right, so one of the first things I'm noticing here is I'm unable to communicate with the PCM, which is probably not a good thing. Actually, I know it's not a good thing. One of several things might be going. I can communicate with some of the others, but I can't communicate with the PCM. So these things have a habit of being very temperamental. We might have an issue with our PCM itself. It could be because this thing is a 1999 model that we have, our scan tool is not wanting to communicate. But more than likely we have possibly got a problem with a PCM. I'll have to look into this a little bit more because there's a lot of aftermarket stuff going on here. I'm not 100% sure there's tape holding this in. So yeah, I'm not sure what all we've got going on here. I'm gonna try to figure this system out a little more, try to understand the system, and hopefully I can figure something out here. I'm hoping we don't have an issue with the PCM, because these are a little hard to come by. However, yeah, we'll see. Let me do a little checking here, do a little diagnosing. This could take a while, so I'm going to do this off camera, but I'll come back and I'll explain to you guys what all I did when I figure something out here. All right, well, okay, a few things here. I have, this thing's got a chip in it, which is in the back of the PCM, which I don't think this thing's bad. However, you can have issues with this if it comes out part way, pulls out just a little bit. It can cause it to not communicate. I went ahead and pulled that out because if you pull it out completely, a lot of times if the PCM is still good, it will start to communicate. Still didn't communicate. Okay, so we got ourselves a wiring diagram, and as we can see here, we have up here PCM power relay, and then 24 is actually going to be our PCM power relay fuse. Fuse was good, however we were missing this PCM power relay. Why? I'm not 100% sure. So we pulled the one, I don't have another relay there, so I pulled the blower motor relay out and I put it in the PCM relay. Now we have a PCM. Wait to start comes up. Seems like it might be communicating now, so let's try it. Okay, Now let's just go ahead and see if this thing will communicate with the PCM now. I might have to... Nope, it is. Okay, read codes. Or let's just... it's bright out here. This thing is dirty. Oops. Okay, let's go back here, retrieve. These things will sometimes quit communicating if they set very long. The PCMs on these first generation Powerstrokes are extremely finicky, if you want to say it that way, I guess. Okay, so nothing there that's going to keep it from running. I think what we need to do, let's do active test. Let's go in there and make sure our injectors are firing. But at least we have PCM and it's communicating. I suspect that we could have... Okay, well, live data. Let's see if live data comes up. I sure hope so. Yes, it does. All right, we want to check and see if we have... Okay. All right, so let's come back here to injector control pressure. I wish it wasn't in kilopascals. But yeah, well, oh wait. Okay. Injector control pressure. All right, let's see what we get here. We are getting pressure. So now, okay, so that tells us that our oil, the Huey pump is actually working. Now we need to see if we have, I don't think, we may not have fuel up to it. Let's go ahead and check our fuel, because we are building injector control pressure according to our ICP sensor. Okay, let's not burn up the starter. Let's go ahead and see if we've got any fuel up to it. Alrighty. Well, I figured out that my glow plugs are not coming on. Show you what I've found here. So, for one, this is not uncommon for this to happen. As you can see, this post is all rusty and corroded. There's a lot of amperage that goes through the glow plugs there. And in all honesty, I'm probably going to blow up my starter button here, but we're going to try it anyway. So what I'm going to try to do is bypass this thing, because I've got power up to here and I've got this thing activating. However, there's no power flowing through. So, and this thing is, yeah, it's in bad shape. So what I'm going to try to do is we're going to try to manually apply power down to the glow plugs, and then we'll see if this thing starts. stay tuned, because this may be the time that it starts. Yeah, that's a lot of power going through those little clamps and hoses. A lot of power. That's more than she's ever done before. Yes! Ooh, more power to the glow plugs. Let's heat them up. Heat them up. Here, you know what? Maybe this will reach on over to... Nah, I don't think so. Actually, you know what? Maybe. I might be able to redo this. Rob a little power from this battery over here. Ouch! Ooh, that's hot. Ooh. Yeah, we're slightly overloading our starter button here. Snap-on rep, if you're watching this, I didn't do it. Okay, let's see what happens. Powering up the glow plugs. Contact. Awesome! She's alive! Ho 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 ho! Woo! Oh, I'm so happy. She purrs like a kitten. Wow! First start since 2019. Wow, that's awesome. Yeah. This is what mechanic work is all about. Frequent runs of lows with a few highs here and there. Oh, this is definitely a high. Oh my goodness, this makes me so happy. Oh, man, it's like she never quit. Okay, awesome. Well, we need to put a new glow plug relay on this thing, clean up the connections, button everything back up. Probably put a new air filter on it. I think we probably better. Dude, I am so happy. This thing will run. Let's see if it drives or moves. Maybe I better get this off the... It's moving. It has brakes. By the way, I did check the oil, engine oil in it before I started it. Just FYI. Yes, I did. So door ajar, service engine soon. We've got a few things unplugged up there, so I'm gonna have to pull the thing into the shop and we'll hook it up. We'll figure out what all needs to be plugged back in, and yeah, we'll get this thing figured out. But man, our first hurdle is over. We've got the thing running. Man, this makes me happy. Starts right up. All right. Woo! I'm going to close out the video on that. Like I said, I'm going to button things up here for the customer. Get this thing to where it runs good, starts on its own like it should. Yeah, we're gonna put a new air filter in for him, put a new glow plug relay on it. We'll verify that everything's working. I'll put the chip back in. Yeah, I don't think there's any problem with the chip, but and I see that there's a boost controller over here that's unplugged, and I'm not 100% sure why. That could be part of our problem with the service engine soon light. So yeah, we're gonna check this, get this thing going for him. But we got the biggest hurdle out of the way. We know that it works, it runs. Yeah, I guess I'm assuming I don't, yeah, the other shop probably just didn't know what for sure what all was going on the on these 7.3s. They're a little bit of a different breed, but once you understand them, they're not that bad. But yeah, so yeah, I do want to thank you guys for watching. We'll end this on a high note. I want to thank you guys for watching. I hope this was informational, and if you don't mind, go ahead and tap that like button and subscribe to the channel. We'll have more of these. Yeah, y'all have a great day. Thank you. God bless.